You don't have to know when it started, that shift, that moment when something inside you really realised, that everything you need is already there, just waiting to be noticed. Because you've been thinking, haven't you? Thinking about the point of trying. Thinking about whether it's too late. Thinking about the weight of the past. And it's funny, because thinking itself means you're still moving. And movement means change. And change means it was never too late at all. And I wonder if you ever really noticed how the past, it only exists when you bring it here. And when you don't, where is it? Just a memory, just a story. And stories can change. Because you're not your past. You're not your failures. You're not even your struggles. You are something so much more. And that feeling of being let down, that feeling of hesitation, isn't it interesting how the more you focus on what didn't work, the more you see it. But the moment you shift your focus even slightly, you start to notice something else. Those moments when you did keep going, when you did overcome, when you surprised even yourself. Because you already know, don't you, that people who succeed, they don't do so because they never fall. They do so because they always get back up. And if you're right here, right now, listening, feeling, breathing, that means you're still in the game. And that protection mechanism, that shield you've built to keep yourself safe, it once served a purpose. It was there for a reason. But now that old shield is keeping out more than just pain, isn't it? It's keeping out joy. It's keeping out connection. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to learn a new way to be safe. A way that doesn't require shutting out the world, but rather stepping into it with strength, with confidence, with a quiet knowing, no matter what happens, you'll handle it. Because you always have. And that second wind you've been waiting for, what if it's already here? What if in some way it's been gathering strength all along, just waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to allow it? And isn't it fascinating how the moment you stop trying to prove yourself, you've already proven everything that matters? Because what if you didn't need to fight? What if you didn't need to struggle? What if you could simply move, flow, play? Because play is power. When things become playful, they become easy. When they become easy, success is just inevitable. And the past judgment, that fear of being attacked or hated, notice how heavy it feels when you hold on to it. And notice what happens when you just set it down, let it go. Wasn't that easier than you expected? You might not know exactly when it happens. Maybe now, maybe later, but at some point, you'll find yourself laughing, lighter, freer, and you'll realise, in that moment, something deep inside you has shifted, hasn't it? Because when you stop chasing approval, you find acceptance. When you stop fearing judgment, you find freedom. When you stop searching for the point, you realise it was there all along. And now as these words settle deep into your mind, into the place where they need to go, something inside you already knows that this is the beginning of something new. And you might begin to notice now, or perhaps later, just how quickly the mind can shift. How effortlessly something that once seemed solid, unchangeable, can begin to dissolve, like mist in the morning sun. And isn't that fascinating? Because the very thought of wondering, what's the point in trying? It presupposes somewhere deep down there's a point. Or else, why would you even ask? And that part of you, the part that already knows, is beginning to stir to wake up. And isn't it interesting how time works? Because you used to think it was too late. But what if it was actually just in time? Because if you'd figured this out earlier, you might not have had the experience that makes the shift so powerful now. And that means every moment before this one was leading you here. And if you've been let down before, you've also gotten up, haven't you? Again and again. And isn't it strange how the mind can focus on the falls and forget about the times it stood strong? Now something's shifting. Something inside you is beginning to see it differently. Because that protection mechanism, that old pattern, was doing its best, wasn't it? It was keeping you safe, in the only way it knew how. But now, you're learning a new way. A way that doesn't require shutting down, but opening up with confidence, with strength, with an unshakable knowing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. And maybe that second wind, it isn't something you get. Maybe it's something that's been there all along, just waiting for you to allow it. Because when you stop searching so hard, isn't it funny how the answers just appear? And maybe proving yourself was never the real goal. Maybe the moment you stop needing to prove, you've already proven everything that matters. What if you could just let that weight go? Just like that. And notice how light things become. How much easier it is to move, to flow, to play. Because play is power. And when something is playful, it's easy. When it's easy, success is inevitable. And maybe you've been holding onto judgment like a heavy rock. But what happens when you just set it down? Notice that, feel that, and realize you don't have to carry it anymore. And the point, the one you were looking for, maybe it was never outside you. Maybe it's been inside you all along, just waiting to be felt. And as these words settle deep inside you, you might begin to feel something opening, something awakening. And isn't it wonderful to know it was always within you, just waiting for this moment, right here, right now.